Hi everybody, it's just after 10 o'clock on Monday night. Rebels just ended. Wasn't, like, as you can probably see, I'm not full on crying like last week, but still little tears. Oh my gosh. It was, they're like pulling everything out for the end, and it was just an amazing 2 episodes. It was awesome because of what happened, but it was also sad because we're still dealing with what happened to Kanan. So they were awesome, but they were sad. They were intense. They were kind of, it was a lot of information to take in, I think. So that was awesome. And now it's hard to believe, but next week is the end. Next Monday night will be the final 3 episodes ever of Star Wars Rebels. Everything. Star Wars Rebels is over next Monday at 10. The series finale will start at 8:30, so it'll go from 8:30 to 10, like I said, 90 minutes. Oh my gosh, I actually went out and I got a box of tissues last week, so I was ready. I was prepared after last Monday. After bawling my eyes out for like 35 minutes. And I thought I was gonna make it without tearing up this episode. I thought I was gonna do it and just like, but no. I lost it at the end. I just started to cry. But it wasn't as bad as last week. My mom didn't have to ask if I was okay, so. So yeah, 2 amazing episodes. They showed a preview for next week for the series finale. And I am worried that it's going to be another night where I'm just going to bawl my eyes out because I just won't be able to handle it. So it's hard to believe it. It's hard to believe next Monday will be the end of Rebels. I don't want to believe it. I'm not ready for Rebels to end. I'm not ready to let Rebels go, but that was actually the lesson. The last lesson Kanan had for Ezra. And I'm sorry to admit that I haven't learned how to do it yet. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to let Rebels go. I'm not. Next Monday. Next Monday is the end, so I'm gonna start winding down, letting my mind distress from everything and just get ready for bed and just try to process what happened. So I'll be back to talk to you guys tomorrow. Night. Good afternoon, my lovelies. Well, the few lovelies who actually watch my videos, which I think are mostly my mom's friends. Hi, mom's friends! Anyway, it is Tuesday. It is just 12:15 right now. Yeah, I'm doing good. So far, beautiful day. Actually, I have an excuse for why this is late. I actually got up early this morning, about 8. Got breakfast, everything. And then it's been such a beautiful day. I mean, my blinds are closed, but take a look at that. That is sunshine. That is blue skies. So it was like that yesterday. So I decided I didn't want to be cooped up. So I took a quick walk yesterday. And I decided I'm going to take another one today. So my brother joined me, and we didn't know if we walked the house or not. So instead of doing our full walk like we had planned, we actually just went to Mickey D's and got drinks. And hopefully soon I'll have the chocolate shamrock shake, which I absolutely loved. It was so good. So, excuse me. So, we're not a big Mickey D's family, actually. I love it, but I actually prefer, like, Long John. So, it was nice. We got out, got some fresh air. So nice, especially after being cooped up in Michigan. It's always exciting when the weather gets like this because Michigan during winter, I've said this before, we pretty much hibernate. Because even if we don't get a lot of snow, most years, even with global warming, it can get actually kind of really cold here. So because of that, we kind of just hibernate and duck down, and we don't really go out or do anything because it is so cold. There's lots of fun things to do in the winter. I do love going outside in the winter, but when I was younger, because when I was younger, we lived in the country, so there was so much stuff to do in the winter. It was so much more fun. We had so much more space to do stuff. We actually had a little hill in our front yard that went down into a ditch, but we used it as a sledding hill. There were lots of places to go sledding. So there's a lot more stuff to do out in the country, and then when you come into the city, there's not really a lot of places to go. So winter in the city sucks. For one thing, it's so dirty. The snow gets so freaking dirty. Like, the snow piles literally turn black. So winter in the city is actually kind of dirty after a certain point. So winter in the city sucks. Winter in the country is fun. So when we moved in the city, I really became one of those people who just kind of like hibernated. But it's so nice because spring is coming. The ice on the lake is melting. So there is actually open water now between Mackinac Island and the mainland. And I know this because some dodo birds, well, they're not dodo birds. The lake froze late this year, but it did freeze over. They did have somewhat of an ice bridge, but it did not last very long. The ice bridge has officially melted. The last day they used it was, I think, February 24th. Was the last day they let anybody use the ice bridge, which at this point is not an ice bridge. At this point, you're literally praying for dear life, and you could just skim over these open spots of water. That's how bad it was. And then they broke it up. So the ice bridge is kaput. So there's still no ferries running. They still have the air service, which didn't really happen because yesterday, I guess, a plane landed really hard at the airport. Yes, there is an airport on Mackinac Island. It's a small one, but they have one. And closed down the airport. So for like a few hours, you had like no way on or off the island. So much fun. So, but I just got a text from Starline because I subscribed to their winter service thing, which is always nice to have. Especially since Miss Myers was thinking I was going to go up the first week in April, which I'm thinking now is probably a distinct possibility because Starline just sent out a text through their winter service announcing that weather permitting, they will be running their regular winter schedule starting Monday, March 5th. So next week. So I'm like, so I might be getting my start date within a few weeks, which will be nice because I have to start making lists and shopping and stuff. And what I have worked out is I have 3 suitcases. One is a hard shell, which I will lock, and that will be where my laptop. I'm not taking my tablet up with me. My mom thinks I'm nuts that I'm not taking my tablet up. But the main thing I use on my tablet is actually the internet browser, because when I'm playing games, that way I can read fan fiction. So, but that's the main thing I took last year that I actually didn't use. So what I have is that's my Amazon Kindle, and one it's Hoard. So instead, I downloaded the Kindle and Audible app to my emergency phone and my old phone that I use as an MP3 player. So I have those, so I don't need to take my Kindle up with me. So my Kindle's actually staying down here. My guitar's staying down here, which makes me sad. But I feel guilty because I haven't been practicing it. But I've also decided that any movies I have that I have digital copies of, I am not taking up north with me. This means I am not taking up Big Hero 6, either copies of Beauty and the Beast, because I have the new one, the live action one, and then I have the anniversary one, when they released it for the first time, the original anime version on Blu-ray. I have the anniversary one of that, because Beauty and the Beast, I keep saying this, Beauty and the Beast is my all-time favorite Disney princess movie. I absolutely adore Beauty and the Beast, so that's my all-time favorite. So, my mom doesn't even question, she's like, here you go. So, I have digital copies of both those. I have digital copies of Rogue One and Force Awakens. So I'm not taking up the hard copies of those. So I'm actually, because last year I took up all my Star Wars DVDs. This year I'm not going to take up the Rogue One or Force Awakens because I honestly don't need to. And last year I didn't really spend that much time watching movies or stuff like that. So I'm going to be more selective in what DVDs I take up. I have to take up Clone Wars because I'll still be working on Clone Wars. And my Star Wars DVDs, because that's just going to be fun on May 4th. like take my portable Blu-ray player out to the lake and watch Star Wars. Like, how awesome would that be? So I'm still going to take up my Star Wars movies. I'm still going to take up my God's Not Dead movies and stuff like that, but I'm not going to take up as much as I did. Plus, my mom will be getting Netflix. So we'll be getting Netflix here. We're going to get rid of the cable. Luckily, I'll still be able to catch the series. I actually, one of my sisters, I call them my sisters, I'm the Galactic Fempire. They laughed at me because I was talking about how I actually begged my mom. My mom has been talking about cutting cable now for a while because it is just so expensive, and it's actually cheaper just to have the internet and then go get something like Netflix. And she has been talking about cutting cable. And I actually begged and pleaded with her not to cut our cable till after the series finale of Rebels. Because I wanted to watch it when it aired. I didn't want to have to wait to watch it the next day on another site. So I begged and I pleaded, Mom, please just let us have cable. Please just keep the cable through March 5th, please. And she's like, okay, fine. So my mom actually, this is how I know I'm spoiled. My mom actually gave in to my pleading and is paying for cable through, I think, March 15th is the last day we'll have it, just so I can see the end of Rebels. So I love my mom. Thank you so much. I don't think I'm the reason why she did it, but it makes me feel happy that I begged and I pleaded. So we still have cable, but we will be getting rid of cable next month, which I am not too sad about. Yes, this means I won't be getting to see One Calls the Heart when it happens, but we're getting Netflix, and Netflix actually has One Calls the Heart on it, so I'm really excited about that. I also discovered Crunchyroll for anime. I thought I had to pay for it. I don't. My brother's been using Crunchyroll, so there are sites where I can go to and watch like my dramas and all my other stuff. So I actually don't, you guys know me, I have talked about this. I actually don't watch that much TV anymore. If I have it on most of the time, it's really just for background noise. The only thing I will miss is the local news when I watch the local news. So, really, the only show recently I have been watching live. I am watching Star Wars Rebels and One Calls the Heart, and so I'm not going to miss it. So we're going to have Netflix, which will be awesome, because that means once you get it, I can see what movies Netflix has that I have. And those movies, I don't have to take up north with me either. So I don't have to take up my One Calls the Heart DVDs. There's a couple TV shows on Netflix that I think I have. I don't have to take up with me because Netflix has them. And because we're getting Netflix, that means I can still watch my shows even when I'm up north because I'll be able to access it through the website or even through my phone. So I might get the Netflix app for one of my phones so that I can watch it. So I'm still going to be able to watch shows. I actually liked it when my dad had Netflix because I was able to watch, like, I think they actually had a couple of the Star Wars animated shows. I'm not sure. But they had, like, the Star Trek, and which I liked Next Generation, but I stopped watching. But they had, like, the Power Rangers, and they have some anime. They actually have Descendants of the Sun, which I still have to watch. So they have one of my favorite documentaries called Land of the Rising Sun, which is about North Korea. So I enjoy it. So I'm happy we're getting rid of cable, and I'm happy I'm going to have it for Rebels. So it's nice. Speaking of Star Wars, some major Star Wars news in the last few days is that Lucasfilm Disney got the copyright trademarking on the title Star Wars Resistance, which has everybody buzzing that maybe the next big Star Wars show will be about the Resistance, which would actually make a lot of sense considering where The Last Jedi ended off with, what happened, what the Resistance is going through, and the fact that it sounds like because of the tragic passing of Carrie Fisher and all this other stuff, there's going to be quite a time gap between The Last Jedi and Episode 9, which good news, last week J.J. Abrams did announce on Stephen Colbert that yes, the script for Star Wars Episode 9 is finished in his hands, boom, and they start filming, I want to say, this summer, so, boom, we're there, we're almost there, we are so close, so, but they trademarked Star Wars Resistance, which I think would be a good way. I mean, I'm still holding out hope that they do a, Old Republic series, or movie series, because I just love the Old Republic, but, I really also thinking Resistance could be a good one. If they can work with EA, because I think they have an amazing storytelling opportunity with Zay from Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad. So I think there's an amazing storytelling opportunity there with Zay's character. And Zay is the daughter, spoiler, is the daughter of Iden and Del. So that would be an amazing opportunity right there. And that could really help bridge the gap between Last Jedi and the new movie. Or even just tell the story of how the Resistance came to be. So I think they have really great storytelling opportunities there. Zay might be a little bit hard because EA owns Battlefront. So that might be a little hard to do. But it's still like really cool storytelling opportunity. So I'm excited. Speaking of Rebels, you guys probably saw my video from last night. I'm very proud of myself that I did not like totally freaking break down sobbing. It wasn't those types of episodes, so I did tear at the end because it did kind of feel like a final goodbye to Kanan. It really, that's, I think, was kind of, I thought Doom would kind of feel like that final goodbye, and a world between worlds that really felt like it was a final goodbye, because it really was the last lesson Kanan needed to teach Ezra, and so it really felt like the goodbye. So I did tear up at the end and started crying a little, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited because, spoiler alert, I have to share this. I have to share this. It's probably all over the news right now. Every Star Wars fan knows this, so I had to say this. I have to get it out. I have to let it out. Ahsoka's alive! Okay, that was louder than I thought it would be, but yes! 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 Spoiler alert! Major spoiler alert! I don't care! One of my heroes is alive! Ahsoka is still alive! I was like, okay, I know Dave Filoni said it at Star Wars Celebration when he came out after the Season 4 trailer, and his shirt said, Ahsoka lives, instead of Ahsoka lives. And so it's like, we knew she was coming back. He said he was still alive, but we didn't know how. We didn't know what form she would take. If she was still going to be Ahsoka. If we all, I mean, I was starting to lean towards the fact that she might actually be that owl, whose name is Moray. Cool name. So I was like, it's going to be, Ahsoka's alive, but maybe everybody's right. Maybe she's not Ahsoka anymore. Maybe she's something different. Maybe the Force turned her into something or something else. No, she's actually alive. She's still herself. I'm so freaking excited. I got so excited. Luckily, I didn't scream or sob. So I was like, oh my gosh, she's alive. She's alive and she's still Ahsoka. And we don't know what's going to happen to her next. We don't know what she's going to do. We know she's still alive and she's still where she is, but oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We saw her and she's okay, and I'm so freaking excited. Next is, I say my favorite Rebels character is Sabine, because it is, but if I had to pick my all-time favorite character from Star Wars animation, it would have to be Ahsoka. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that she's alive and that she's okay, and yes, I'm so excited. I want to know more. I want to know what she's going to do now. I want to know what role is she going to play in the galaxy. And now that we have, we know a little bit more about the Force and just how powerful and how deeper it goes. Like, what we see the Jedi and the Sith do is just scratching the surface. There's so much more to the Force. So now I just have, a million questions, and I want to know everything. So, oh my gosh, thank you, Mr. Filoni, because now my imagination is going into overdrive. Thank you for fully explaining Mortis and just what the son and the daughter and the father actually are. They're not just Force wielders, they're actually gods. So it's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for that. Because now that I have seen that episode, now that I've seen that Wolves in the Door in A World Between Worlds, now that I've seen that, I've learned a little bit more about Mortis and just what the Force is. Thank you so much for that, because that's going to make it so much more easier for me to go work on my Mortis arc in my story when I get to it. So thank you so much. It was just, that was overall just a really cool scene when Ezra is in the World Between Worlds. Again, spoiler alert. And you hear the voices of all the characters from all across the galaxy, all the different times. I mean, I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, that's Rey. That's Jin, that's Maz. These are from things that haven't even happened yet. I mean, you heard Yoda going, numerous beings are, and I'm like, that's not from the prequel. So it's like, I was freaking out. It was so cool how he managed to connect the entire Star Wars universe in Rebels. It was exciting. It was awesome. So, and now I can't breathe. So, it was an amazing episode last night. And of course, as I said in my video from last night, that it's hard to believe that next week is the series finale of Rebels. We get 90 minutes and it's called, oh my gosh, I forgot the title, but the final episode is called A Fond Hello and Farewell, or something like that. So, The preview they showed on Rebels Recon, I wanted to scream. I will admit this, I've admitted this before, Hondo Ohnaka is not my favorite character. Oh my gosh, seriously, he is like, no, I don't like Hondo, I don't. I mean, he sits there and goes, the Jedi were my friends, at least I think I were my friends. I'm like, how could the Jedi be your friends? You kept screwing them over. You're like, I will help you, and then like in the next episode, you're trying to get kyber crystals and you kidnap Ahsoka. Like seriously, how does that make you a friend of the Jedi again? So, I don't like Hondo because he's always like out. It works in the end. I mean, they get what they want in the end, but still, it's Hondo. I don't like Hondo. He's not a good smuggler, bad guy like Lando or Han. He's like just bad. So, I'm just like, no. So, I was thinking we could get to an entire season because we have gone through season 2. He was in Star Wars Rebels. Season 3, he was like in Star Wars Rebels like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, oh, please, just let us get through season 4 without Hondo, please. It was cool seeing, Vizago. I like Vizago. Vizago's cool, because he actually kind of has a little bit of a conscience. Hondo, I don't think, knows what the word conscience means. So, I was like, please, I don't want it. It's, like, so cool. And then all of a sudden, they show in the preview, and there's Hondo, and I'm like, no! I just wanted to get through season 4 without seeing Hondo. And what's sad is the Hondo episodes are kind of my favorite ones. And I don't like him. It's not my favorite ones because I like them. They're my favorite ones because usually it involves Ezra growing or learning something. And so I'm like, no, not Hondo. Hondo. No! Why? Can't we get through the rest of season 4 without seeing that face? Ugh. But good news is, Wolf and Gregor are back. Yes! Rex is back. Yes! And Callus is back. Yes! Hot Callus is back. Yes! So all our favorite rebels are going to be back together for one last battle. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. So I can't wait. I'm gonna cry. I know I'm gonna cry. So I'm super excited for next week. All you Rebels fans better be super pumped for next week too, because it's the series finale of Rebels. So I cannot wait. Remember, the series finale of Star Wars Rebels kicks off at 8:30, not 9 o'clock. It's an 8:30 start time, so be prepared and get everything set up. Make sure you have your Star Wars blankie, like I have. Make sure you have, a box of tissues where you can reach it. Make sure you have any and all Star Wars friends that you need. Have a good dinner and get ready to go to that galaxy far, far away for one last battle on Lothal. I can't wait. It's going to be super cool. So I'm going to get going. It's time for lunch. So I will talk to you guys next week. Stay safe. Stay sane. I'm sending you all lots of love, hugs, and prayers. And as always, may the Force be with you.